The topic of my micro teaching is explaining important terms in research methods. This micro teaching assignment is being submitted towards refresher course in research methods MMTTC HRDC BAMU. We all know that research methods sometimes becomes very difficult to understand because the terms which are used in research methods are not very familiar to us. Therefore, I have chosen this topic to explain some important terms which are used in research methods. The very first term is parametric statistical test. A parametric statistical test is one which specifies certain conditions about the parameters of the population from which a sample is taken. Then is experimental research. This type of research deals with the study of cause and effect relationship under controlled conditions. As we all know that here the term controlled conditions is used, therefore this experimental research takes place in laboratory situations. Ethnography, sometimes known as cultural anthropology, is a method of field study, observation. The ethnographic study is a form of qualitative approach to research. Probability sampling methods are simple random sampling, stratified random sampling, and cluster sampling. Non-probability sampling methods are accidental sampling, quota sampling, purposive sampling, and systematic sampling. These are non-probability sampling methods. Exploratory or formulative research. This research aims at probing into the phenomena to formulate a more precise research problem or to develop a hypothesis. Therefore, this exploratory, or as the name suggests, formulative research is undertaken in the beginning of the research. Applied or action research, it aims at finding a solution for an immediate problem facing a society. That is, if a society is facing some kind of tragedy or some kind of situation which is affecting the kind negatively, then applied research is undertaken or action research is undertaken to find a solution to that problem. Empirical problem, in this type, social researchers base their conclusions and findings on what they perceive or observe or sense in order to verify, approve, or reject relationship between two or more variables. Then is dependent variable. If one variable depends upon or is a consequence of the other variable, it is termed as dependent variable. For example, as the age increases, so does the weight of a person increases. So, weight is dependent upon the age. Therefore, weight is a dependent variable and age is independent variable. Descriptive study. Descriptive study enumerates the existing conditions. That is, it explains the existing condition. Panel study, it's a type of survey research. In this, the re-interview design is used and the same sample is interviewed more than once. Validity. In general, a test is valid if it measures what it claims to measures. Reliability. A test is reliable to the extent that it claims to measure whatever it is measuring consistently. That means if the second time a test is conducted and the results are same, then the test is reliable. even the third time and the fourth time, the test yields the same result. Then the test is reliable. Next is two of the most important principles of sampling. The sample should be random, that is, every item in the population has an equal chance of being included in the sample. The sample should be sufficiently representative of the population. Then is coding. Coding is a process of assigning numerical or other symbols to answer so that the statistical analysis becomes easier to carry out. Primary data is original data, and secondary data is not the original data. Then sampling is carried out with the purpose of getting information about the population. T-test. A t-test compares deviation between the means of two groups. So these are some of the important terms which are used in the research methodology or as research methods. I hope you have found it interesting and easy to understand. So thank you very much for listening to this presentation very patiently. Thanks a lot.